Hello. Today I've got 4 pieces of Royston Turquoise here. We're going to talk about stabilization, the differences between them, and what could make stabilization a higher quality, a lower quality, and inevitably how natural turquoise, such as this one here, is just going to be superior. So here you have a natural Royston Turquoise. You can see the matrix throughout it. And you've got a nice clean layer of turquoise that's been polished along the top of the cabochon. Next, we have a higher grade stabilization of turquoise. It has a good color, it takes a good polish, it's very clean, very solid, and that makes it durable, where it can be worn for years. Here we have a little bit of a lesser quality stabilization. You can see here that the color saturation isn't quite as bright. The original material was a lot more chalky. After stabilized to make it one solid structure, it's very, very durable. However, you can see in this one there was porous material, and all of those yellowish clear pieces are the stabilization medium set in the stone. So if we go back to the better stabilized material, every bit that's shown there is turquoise or host rock, which is much, much nicer. Now I'd like to show you an example of poor stabilization. So here we have a Royston Turquoise, and you can see that the material was very porous. There's host rock, but there's also a lot of fissures that are full of the yellow stabilization medium. It's permeating all throughout the stone, and even if you get a pretty good cut from a cabochon, you can see along the top here that it looks like you could get a pretty decent cab out of that material of its original piece. But if we look at the side, underneath, you would have inevitably gotten a lot of the stabilization material rather than turquoise as your cabochon's shaping and polishing is completed. The question people ask themselves with this kind of material is this still worth using? Now, if we go back to the natural turquoise, you can see it's a very good polish with a nice shine. The color is clean throughout. Even with host rock peeking through, it just adds to the character of the stone, adds to the uniqueness of the piece that we could make with this, rather than taking away, like having the stabilizing medium sticking through. Is this still valuable? Is this still something people would want to have on a piece of jewelry? If we bring both of them near, you can see the difference. They're both beautiful pieces of material. Some would simply not like having stabilization medium showing up in a piece of jewelry. Now let's compare with the better stabilization. We've got the natural turquoise and the higher grade stabilization. They have a different color to them, but they both are very nice pieces. Whichever one you make with a ring or a necklace, someone can thoroughly enjoy having that. They're not going to have any quarrels with how it looks or how it feels. And at the mid-grade, this still looks pretty good. You can see some of that stabilization medium, but people who want that bright, bright blue, well, that's what they want. They want the power of blue. To quote the lapidary artist David Garcia, do you want turquoise flavored glue or glue flavored turquoise? If we pick up the higher and the mid-grade turquoise here that's stabilized, you can see on the right, it's a solid stone, and the stabilization is just helping it stay secure and durable. And on the left, it looks good, but it was probably chalky before the stabilization happened, and the porousness of the material is where all of those spots show up. These two are from the same mine, and I want you to compare for yourself what you think of these. Feel free to tell me in the comments below. Now the question I want to bring up is, can we still make something of value, something worthwhile with a low grade stabilization. Here I have a rough sketch of a simple necklace that I plan on making in the next video. I'm going to use this piece of turquoise as a landscape and have the blue of the turquoise be a river where I can have a little silver fish swimming throughout. I want to see if you, the audience, think this is a good piece when it's done. Is it worth it when it's done? Did I waste my time? Because something like this, you could easily have it as a ring and it would look fantastic. Even the higher grade stabilization, very useful, very versatile. You have so many options and they would all look so good. Of course, you could always cut around where any of that medium is. You could always use little pieces of the stabilized turquoise, but I want to know if it's worth having as a piece, as a part of the whole. Do I take this and do I use it? This nicer stabilization easily make a good necklace. Could we say the same with one of the lower grade stabilized turquoise? Now, so much of this is subject to interpretation. I mean, something I think looks fantastic, someone else might not like at all, and something someone would wear every single day I might not even want to make. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Now here's a simple design mock-up, and this would look great with the natural turquoise. Any natural turquoise in this shape would look fantastic like that. Even that larger, you get a larger stone or a smaller stone. Simple, clean, it would look fantastic. And here we grab this mid-grade. Is that worth it? Does that look like it would be worth the time it takes to make a ring in that style with a stone like this? Or am I just wasting my time? I would love your feedback. I would love your information or take on this. Would you make that? Would you do something with that? Would you wear that? If you are a maker, how would you use this material? And if you aren't a maker, if you are just an individual who loves jewelry and would wear jewelry, is that the kind of jewelry you would wear? Is that the kind of jewelry you would enjoy having? I would ask that you comment below, that I get your take on this. I want to know your opinion. I want to know how you feel. That's why I'm making this video. And with that being said, my plan for my next video is to take that lower grade turquoise and to use it as a side profile cut to make something with that. And I want to get your opinion then as well. I want to know what you would think and how you would feel. Thank you for your time.